Wake up, buyer payer people. It's a beautiful day. Go grab yourself another cup of joe and say hello to Jim and Michelle Rhoads on the Buy Here Pay Here Morning Show. Take it away, you two.
Hey, everybody.
Hey, happy Monday from Utah.
Happy Monday. It is the first Monday of December.
Yep.
I haven't done the countdown to how many more days we have for Christmas shopping because I haven't even started.
Yeah.
We baked an awful lot yesterday and had the kids over and watched like all these movies and baked, and it was a hoot.
Yeah.
We had a good time.
It's our second go round with pumpkin pies. I don't remember if I shared that. I forgot to put the sugar in the pumpkin pies
for Thanksgiving.
So they were a dud. It was a dud,
there were lots of other pies, and it was funny because my mom was sick on Thanksgiving Day, so I took her dinner and I took a piece of pecan and a piece of pumpkin. And I did the same thing with my aunt who couldn't come either because she was ill. And I asked the next day, I was like, so, what'd you think? And they're like, it was so delicious.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, did you notice that the pumpkin pie had no sugar in it? And they're like, I was wondering what was off.
Yeah. Right. I thought it was something wrong with
but we
I
did
thought
it.
I had COVID.
Yeah. It was awesome. This week
we have Friday. I'm pulling together dealer panel. I've been sending text messages this morning. The first three dealers who say yes will be our panelists. And so we've got, we're going to talk about kind of a continuation of the conversation we're having today with Anamaria, which Friday's conversation will be around lead management. Like how do we measure closing ratios, effectiveness and lead conversion.
So it's kind of like today is about how to get the lead.
Yeah.
And through social, that kind of thing. And then the one we're going to do on Friday is going to be on lead management.
Some panelists, right? And then Monday the 18th, we got Brent Carmichael coming to just talk about what's happening in the world.
We haven't seen him for a while.
No,
it was like, and just let's reconnect. So those of you who don't know who Brent Carmichael is, he is a senior moderator for NCM.
Been there 15
for
years.
20 groups. They actually have had 20 groups longer than NIADA
They've had
has.
20 groups longer than anybody.
Anybody.
Started like 1947.
Yep. So they've been in that kind of work for a long time, and he was once a moderator for Jim.
Yeah,
Jim was a dealer.
Yeah. So he'll be here again on Monday the 18th. So be sure and mark that one on your calendar. And then, so I think we probably can bring in our distinguished guest. We got Anamaria Beck, who many of you know.
Hey, good morning.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. It's been a morning so far, but it's I'm here and you're there, so let's do this.
Yeah. When I want to give a little background to Anamaria, if that's okay. When we were living in Florida, we were looking for someone that can help us with some social media, and oh, criminy, how did I come across?
No, she sent a message.
You sent a message to us, right?
She sent a message and said, "Hey,
perhaps,
I do this. Could you use some help with that?"
And so we met.
Talk.
Oh yeah, that's right. That is right. And we actually met in person months later. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we met. And it was funny because as we kind of got talking, it's like, well, I'm down in St. Pete's, and we're up in Clearwater, and that's a 20-minute drive. So we took the opportunity to meet Anamaria, and great person, has done a lot of work for us in different things. So we've known her for a while and are huge fans. So we asked her to come and talk to us a little bit about social media, because that is the thing that we see a lot of stuff being talked about on social, Facebook, about social media, posting, all of that kind of stuff. So we thought we would bring someone that we know personally that really understands a lot of this.
I might add that we have some clients in common. We've referred Anamaria to some of the folks we work with. And so we're able to see inside their results, which many of them, the results are astounding.
Yeah.
So it's a good chance for us to have a chance to talk to you about just social media marketing and how to better connect. Your company, by the way, is called Digital Attention Online. Folks can find you on Facebook. We're under Anamaria Beck.
Do you mind? Because I don't know if the listeners out there kind of know your how you got into doing automotive marketing. So
I feel like out of all the topics in the dealership, out of all the departments and the segments and all the moving parts, this one I have to say is one of the most fun. And my background, the better part of 10 years in the automotive industry in buy here, pay here. And I was doing the marketing for the dealership and ended up running most of the day-to-day operations on the front end. And I got really good at it. We got such an amazing result. And I guess this was something that I'd already really enjoyed prior to automotive, and the game of getting attention. And that's what marketing is all about, is the one with the most amount of attention wins. And today, I feel like we have the greatest opportunity than ever before, whether you have a budget or to run ads or you're just trying to do it organically. The power is there, and anybody can pick up after this podcast today and take action and start gaining some attention and some traction.
Well, and you are not it might not be you're gonna be like, damn it, darn it, I wish you didn't know us as well, but Anamaria's not afraid to get attention. And that one of the things when we first got talking was that she was at a conference that had Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V, and
oh gosh, yes.
And in the middle of a thing, Anamaria stands up and just screams something out to him because she wants to be able to meet him. And he's like, right on, come on up. Let's do lunch or your set and all of that.
We should have queued that up.
I should have queued that up. Yeah, I didn't even think about it. But
oh, that was crazy. Yeah, that was in front of that was at a Gary Vaynerchuk event, and Tony Robbins was there, and we were in a stadium of like, I don't know, maybe, I'm not good at these numbers, but maybe like 60,000 people. And he was talking, it was huge. And he was talking about attention. The one who gets the attention wins. And I'm like, I just got to stand up and shout his name and get his attention. And it worked.
Yeah.
So this stuff works online and offline.
Yeah. I remember that the video showed your husband like,
that's my wife. He was so proud.
Yeah, and the information that we got that day, we spent hours and hours with him, and it really shaped what I do today. And it's changed the trajectory of my career and in my life.
Yeah.
So I'm glad I brought it up.
Yeah, it worked out.
It did.
So let's talk about how a dealer can get attention. Not everybody's got that, gregarious personality, right? They're not all good at getting on live or, doing the stuff.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the typical dealer who's new to it and they're going to start to throw a budget toward advertising. I think we can say right off the bat that all the feedback that we see across social media and with our own clients is that Facebook is still top dog. It's still, at least in our space, right, for as far as how to reach consumers, nothing's been more effective than Facebook, right?
Yes, it is the most underpriced attention you can get right now.
Okay, got it. And so,
I know a lot of dealers that are like, oh, underpriced. Yeah. You mean I can get something that's really big for a low dollar? It's like, yep.
So now it's like the audience is there. We know Facebook has still got a large following, large audience. So we know we can get in front of people, but how do we go about getting in front of the people that are our most likely customer? Like, how do we get the attention of those folks? What would be your first thoughts there?
So there's so many different, it really depends on what your targets and objectives are, because there are so many things that you can do on social media that are called organic, which means they're totally free. You can pick up the phone and start doing them today. And then there's the side of Facebook that's running paid advertising. So if you want to talk about, do you want to talk about the free first or the paid first, or
the free, the organic, and yeah. Let's talk about that.
So if a dealer were to hop off this today and wanted to get in front of their local community, they could jump in the Facebook groups, the local buy, sell, trade groups. And they're totally free to join. Your staff can join them and you can begin posting in them, letting people know, hey, your job is your credit with us, or second chance financing, or we finance your future, not your past. Or they can throw up some great car tips, tricks, hacks, and they can start getting known and seen in their local community. And here in Tampa Bay, and I know obviously this isn't the same everywhere across the country, but those groups have like 30, 40, 50,000 people. So with just a few clicks of a button and a great graphic or a great video, you can attract so many people. That's one way you can start.
I like that. And so it's not, it might be organic in that you're not doing anything that's paid.
Right.
But it's also not a billboard in space where you're just posting something on your page only.
Right.
That's one thing that we've talked to a lot of different dealers. Some of them both of us talked to, and that when you just post something on your page, let's talk about who your audience is. If that's all you're doing is posting something on your page, who's your audience?
Just those people on your page.
It's those people on your page, and you might get shown if like one of the people on your page like a post or add a comment to a post, it might show up in their stream. But that's
right.
it.
So so there's two components of that. So if you're looking to get if you're posting just on your Facebook business page, it's only going to be seen by the people that like and follow your page. So some may say, well, then why do it? Some of these people may be looking for a car, and some of them probably maybe already bought a car in their customers, or some just might be local, and it is what it is. And you still need to post on your page for branding. And especially if you're running ads, people are going to go from the ad and go check out your Facebook page. And if you haven't posted since 2015, that's looks stale and stagnant. The algorithm's not really going to favor you. So you do want to be posting on your page to those people, but you also want to get out to people in your local community that may be looking for a car. So
I love that. And so if you're posting something on your page, then you can, find those groups and then just post the same thing on that you've got on your page in those groups.
Yeah, and you can even, most of the time, you can share what you post on your business page. So say you wake up today, you make a post on your Facebook business page, you can go on the bottom right-hand corner of the post and share it into the local groups. So the dealership is the one posting into the groups, not you personally. Lots of exposure there.
I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
cool.
I think for us, Anamaria, we can move into the types of, you touched on it a little bit here, but I think let's move into, just for clarification, I can go to my Facebook page. If I'm a business, I can do a post, but then I can also boost that post. I can put some dollars behind that and boost that post and spread that. My understanding is that that's not going to be the most effective way for me to put, if I'm going to put, $200 toward some ad, that's probably not as effective as running ads. So you might talk about that, the difference between boosted posts and paid ads.
Yeah, so there's a lot of confusion behind this. And to keep things really simple and to keep things really basic, when you're boosting a post, you have a lot of limitations. So you can't, in your campaign, when you boost it, you can't optimize for certain things that you could optimize for on the back end of Facebook with the real paid advertising. So I kind of would compare it, like in layman's terms, to like if you go into like a Michael's or something like that, and you buy like a DIY paint kit, it comes with 3 paints, and you can paint something, and that's awesome. But if you go to 4 aisles down in Michael's and you buy a paint set, and it's got like all different colors and brushes and tools, you can create a much better piece of work. So I think that really kind of sums up the difference between boosting and running paid ads. The options, the targeting, all of that you don't really have with boosts.
Now I know when we've had conversations about this in our business life, that we've talked about the difference between the posted and or boosting a post and running an ad. Running an ad does require a little bit more babysitting, but it's well worth it. It's like you're trying to narrow down your audience, and the ones that are actually it's resonating with, because you can start with just like, this is my audience, but with the paid ads you can start to just really narrow it down to who the people are that this resonates the most with. Correct?
Yes. So as long as you're running ads, when you're running the paid ads, If you're lending money, you have to, and that's what we're in the business to do, selling cars and financing. You have to run them in the special ad category. So Facebook has a different set of rules and regulations you must abide by in order to run ads with them. And you've got to be in that category, number one. While in that category, there still are targeting options as far as your radius goes. A lot of times we see dealers, they're like, I'm going to try the ads, the paid ads. And they go in, they set up an ad, and they're all excited, and they start getting leads that are in like 3 states away from where they are. And obviously in Buy Here, Pay Here, we're not going to finance 3 states away. And so they haven't set their targeting and their radius around who they want to see that ad. So you do have a lot of options, but as long as they're run in the special ad category, you can still define who you want to see your ad. And that's obviously really important.
Yeah. I think the thing that makes me nervous, just having worked with a lot of dealers, many of them in experience, is that, when you start doing ads yourself and you go out on social, and so you talked about special ad categories and what have you, I think the compliance element, we can make some mistakes out there from a compliance standpoint. So I would say, we're not trying to be attorneys over here or offer compliance advice. Just make sure you find out what you can and can't do. These truth in advertising things there's pretty severe penalties with those. So I would say just be cautious about what you disclose and kind of the approach there. And then we might also talk a little bit about A/B testing. So for those not familiar, basically just running side-by-side tests. So you can test ad A and ad B and see how they perform. So there would be different things that a person could test in that, but I think it's appropriate for dealers that are new to the thing. If they've got a $500 budget, maybe try $250 in one ad and $250 in another, just to, as an example, just have a way to start to verify kind of what you're talking about, the analytics. Let's figure out what resonates, with the different audiences.
Because if you are just doing a single type, then it still narrows your audience, because you don't know, you make a little shift here and it's like, this ad got 100 responses. This one had 7.
Right. So when it comes to running the paid advertising on Facebook, there are a couple different types of campaigns you can run. There is a web traffic campaign where someone sees the ad and they go from the ad straight to your website. And from your website, they can browse around and be like, oh, that was cool, and click out and leave. Well, that costs you a couple of cents, let's say hypothetically. That's one form. And maybe when they're on the website, they'll pick up the phone and call you or submit the application, or again, maybe they'll just leave. So if you're paying, let's say 55 cents for that or 25 cents for that, there goes the lead. And if they didn't send their info, you don't have it. So that's one type of campaign. And that's an important campaign to send traffic to your website, certainly, and get yourself out there. The second type of campaign that I recommend to all dealers, just whether they're brand new or they've been in business for a while, is Facebook's instant form campaigns. And so what happens there is they see the ad and they click to learn more. And instead of going to your website, they're asked a series of short questions that you pick. And the one we've tested so many different ways to do this. And the best questions, I love giving away free information. I don't know, it just makes me happy. And I wish someone had done that for me when I was sitting behind the desk all those times, making so many freaking errors. So anyway, when you set up the instant form campaign, the first question you should put in there is, are you looking for a car, truck, or SUV? Okay. And we don't really care what their answer is. We've got all 3 if you're a dealer today, typically, but we want to sort of get the person to commit to filling out the rest of the form. So you give them something easy. They type in car. Then they go to the next question. And it could be, do you have a valid driver's license? Because in most states, you need that to register the vehicle. They hit yes, hopefully. And then the third question, this is the $1 million question, in my opinion, is our average down payment is, and let's say it's $1,200 or $1,500. What is the maximum you can put down for a vehicle? Question mark. And the reason why we do this is we've seen dealers and we've run campaigns and testing. If you don't specify some sort of number, you're going to end up with a lot of $500 down leads. So typically what you ask for is what they're going to tell you that they have. Obviously there's a stigma and a stereotype when it comes to car buying. Never let the salesperson know how much money we have, or they're going to take all of it. So you want to kind of give them a general idea, and that sort of narrows down who's filling out the form. Once they submit the form, they're going to be asked their name and phone number. I wouldn't bother putting email on there. It's just an extra step, and we don't want any extra steps. And a lot of the buy here, pay here demographic doesn't really use email. If they're working at, as a manager at Chick-fil-A or McDonald's, I mean, they're not checking their email on Outlook every day. So just first name and phone number is plenty. And as soon as that lead hits, it's time to give them a call.
Yeah.
Okay. So
I
talk
love
to me
it.
about, this is something I didn't prepare you for, but I know you'll know the answer. It's like, if I had a budget of, let's say I got $1,000 to spend on Facebook this month, as one element, like, talk to me about frequency. Like, would you advise spreading that? Would that be 10 ads? Would that be, 20?
Oh gosh.
How would we spread it?
Yeah, so marketing agencies love to put up all these ads, and I've just never understood why businesses, brands, and dealers need 18 different ads. I think you put up 2 ads. This is where we've been very successful with dealers. And you put up 2 instant form campaign ads. And within like 72 hours, you'll see which one's performing better.
Good.
So drop the one that isn't and push the rest of the budget to the one that is. It's that simple.
Yeah.
Marketing it's made out to be so complicated, and creating content seems so complicated, but it's just, I look at it like, in this world, like, if you want to lose weight, it's diet and it's exercise. And that's it. You can spin it in 14 different keto diets, but at the end of the day, it's like, we know what to do, and it doesn't have to be made into some thing you need a Harvard degree to get started with. Just put 2 ads, get some leads, call the leads, and if you sell some cars, add some more money behind it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Go that direction. I like it. So I'm realizing, as a former dealer myself, and somebody did training and worked in the sales department, I'm thinking, if I'm a salesperson, I've basically got a short list of things I can sell. I can sell myself, as a person. I could sell my company that I do business with. I could sell our program and our way of doing business.
You can sell your product.
And I can sell the used car.
The used car.
Right?
Yeah, I love this topic.
Yeah. So if I, again, budget wise, how would you spread that budget in terms of, is it appropriate for a dealer to go out and sell the car? I mean, that's what the person's shopping
Yeah.
for.
Okay. So in this business, if you were to sit down at dinner and ask a bunch of dealers, well, what do you sell? They're going to tell you it's the financing.
Yeah.
As dealers, we sell financing. That's what we do. And sometimes it's real creative financing.
Yeah.
But a lot of dealers make the mistake when they call the marketing companies and say, hey, we need to get running ads and get on all these platforms, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. And they're like, okay, we're going to get it all set up. And they start uploading your inventory. And we all know in buy here, pay here, we're not running cash lots where everything's competitive in price. Buy here, pay here is not a price game. It's a finance game, and how many people that we can get approved. So we need to make sure that we don't have that disconnect between our marketing. We need to sell the financing. Your job is your credit. You work, you ride. Second chance financing. We care about your past. We care about your future, not your past. Those kinds of things. So always sell the financing. Don't sell the car. Right. The guy down the street is doing a ton of that. We got to be different.
Thank you. We believe that. We talk about that all the time.
So then if we're, because it's all right, what I've heard you say, what is like, let's cross off the car. So now we're looking at the financing, the dealership, the dealer. And so where are you putting your money from there?
Okay, so definitely into the Facebook instant form campaigns, without question. Running some traffic to the website is also good. And the top 2 platforms are Facebook and Instagram, hands down. TikTok, yeah, you can run ads on TikTok. You can post on TikTok for free too, and you should be doing a little bit of that. But if you had to narrow it down to the top two platforms, it's Facebook and it's Instagram, and a whole bunch of posting on your business page and in your local groups. That could get you a really fast track to getting those phones ringing and getting some people through that door.
Right
So
on.
when you say the instant form, I certainly can see why that would be effective. I'm wondering what's been the most effective in terms of creating a call to action, because they got to click that form to become a lead, right? So what's been the most effective in terms of getting them to click and move forward?
Well, definitely saying things if you're able to, and you got to check with within compliance and state associations, of course, but things like saying 99.9% approval rating, or we help hundreds. And sometimes when you're running ads, putting in beside the call to action, putting in something that says where you actually live, like Tampa Bay residents, because that'll catch some attention. So it's very localized. Saying things like in and out, apply today, drive today.
Yeah.
People want to know that they've got a great chance of getting approved.
Sure.
If they feel like they've got a great chance of getting approved, that's another I call at bat for your team to sell them a car.
Okay.
So I think that those type of headlines, making sure that they know it's simplistic and it's obtainable, and they've got a really good shot, you should have a better result with those without question.
Good.
Right on.
I just know that as a former dealer myself and somebody who does this kind of thing, works with folks like you all the time, I know that if I started a dealership tomorrow, people could find my inventory on the website, but I would be much at the website, very much on my Facebook. I would be forward with, here's who we are. This is how we do business, and helping the community get to. Michelle and I talk a lot about this idea about getting known. Like, so if I'm going to earn people's trust, I can't just put up a used car with a price and some financing terms. That doesn't help people trust me. So I would be spending my time on my Facebook page and on my website, having people who visit there to say, oh, these are the people I want to do business with. I'll find a car.
And so when you get on their get on their website, it's like the first thing they see is not a car too. Right. It's like, this is who we are and welcome to our thing. And
yeah, that's where branding really comes in. You want to be known, liked, and trusted in your community, and people like themselves. And that other age-old saying that we all know, facts tell, stories sell. And everyone wants to root for someone that is doing a good job in their community. And I think that we can go into this if you want to. That's why branding is so important, and posting on your business page is so important, is because you let the community in on all those like inner workings that you might not think are very interesting. Like you could be shooting a little video or putting up a picture of Jose, I probably should have picked a better name. Sorry about that. Who's detailing the Toyota Camry out back, and be like, hey, Jose's got 3 kids and he's working out here in the hot sun today, doing an amazing job. We took a shot on Jose when he first came to us, and he's just, totally surpassed all of our expectations. And now the community got to learn who Jose is. Like, or tell the story of how you got into business, or how do you, there's so many of the inner workings that you could put out there on social so people could get to know you.
I've had a conversation with a dealer recently that we were chatting about having a dealer become known, and the response is like, and this dealer does like big stuff. It's like they're the face, they're the thing, they're the fun, they're the play, they're all of that. And they said, not all dealers. I don't think that's going to work, because dealers, and it's like, it's not about that. That's your persona, and that's something that people really like. But it's just getting to know you, and it doesn't have to be. Something big and playful and all that, but it could just be one of our clients that we just really love what Nick's been doing. And
we're working with Nick too.
Is saying, hey, this is Nick, and this
exactly.
And even just a wave, and it's like a little thing that says, this is the team. This is the team. Hey, so that when someone comes on the lot, they have familiar faces.
Or when they come on the when they come on the Facebook page, they don't even know us. And they're
it's like, it's so crazy how all people do this. We go online and we're like, we need to sell cars. Let's post all the inventory. Let's be, and we don't remember that we're on a social platform, and we forget to be social. So some of those really just short clips and images humanize the business that you're in, and people love to see what's behind the curtain and get to know. And of course, you're going to sprinkle in about your financing and about what you do for a living and how you can help them when they're in need of a car. But all of those things are so important. They're so important.
Yeah.
So
they're not hard to do.
For sure.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing is that, even like everybody has a reason why they got into the business. And, and our hope is that it was because you want to help people. Because that's one of the reasons. Make a good income, but help people. And so it's like, let people know that you're here to help. And this is the face of the person that's here to help. And this is, it just makes it makes it more relatable. It makes it more, that's how you become known. And the trusted part and the liked part, you have to know who the person is before you can reach.
And the beauty, that's so true. And the beauty of it is too, like I've had dealers tell me, well, how are we going to get into branding? We need leads and we need them yesterday. We need cars sold yesterday and cars burning gas last week. But that's the beauty of social media. You can do both of those things. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It can be this and that, with or without big budgets.
Yeah, sure. Agreed.
I think we covered it, and I know we could stay here all day. And
we might have you on again another time if that's something that would work with all of our schedules, and it's just so much to unpack about Facebook and social media, and so stinking grateful. I see you out there every day, just teaching. And it's like, here's what you can do, and here's what you can do, and just teaching. And it's, that's a beautiful way. I'm calling you out on something. You've become known, liked, and trusted because you've let people get to know you. And it's, so if a dealer needs help, they already know who Anamaria is. They know who digital attention online is. And so that's what this is all about, is like, get out there, get people to know you. And, you don't have to do an instructional video. Anamaria is really great at that, but just get your face and your team and all of that out there. And I hope we've given you some really great tips about where to start, where to post.
Very specific tips today.
So great. Such rich information
today to go out and start posting some stuff based on what Anamaria just shared. So it's, we didn't get a chance to put it on the screen, but it's digitalattentiononline.com, right?
That's right.
Okay, that's where they can find.
And there's a whole free section on there too, with a lot of videos that talk about some of the things that we covered today and a whole lot more. So if you're just looking for some free guidance and not really sure where to start, you can consume that content, those videos, totally free. And if you need somebody to shoot you in the right direction, I'd be happy to help you out. But there's a lot of free stuff out there. I don't know if you know, there's also this website called, I'll spell it for you, GOOGL. There we go. I mean, come on, it's the internet. It took you a minute there, Michelle. You guys there's so much information at our fingertips right on these phones. I mean, if you have the time and you have the bravery and you have the tenacity to hop online and to start consuming this content, whether it's with me or whether it's with somebody else, or just getting on Google and doing a few searches to say, how am I going to nail this? How am I going to go out there and get attention? The information's there. You just got to take action on it.
Yeah.
And I'll certainly help you out, guide you along the way too.
Excellent.
And in the buy here, pay here space, we advise playing the long game. Doesn't mean that dealers can't do something with call to action to create leads and opportunities.
When they say, I want something running and gas
when they
burning.
have a foundational
yesterday.
campaign, that is meant to build long term. And by the way, before we wrap up, I got to explain to any of our video viewers that, when Michelle does this, sure, her family does this. When she does it, stops
like spot on,
nose,
spot on.
That means like you hit it on the nose.
You hit it on the nose.
She's not saying you got something on your nose. I think she does that.
That
She doesn't
would be
explain to people. Not everybody knows what that
That's funny. Yeah.
Yeah, to me, it's like spot on, hit it on the nose. So yes, a little bit of
I thought
Michelle's.
I
I'm
should
sorry,
explain that.
honey.
So
Okay.
for those people who don't
Yeah.
know, so
Yeah, I get all excited about that.
yeah.
Yeah, I do see you do that. I do see you do that.
Yeah.
I wasn't really sure, to be honest. I was like,
Yeah,
what
see,
is she doing?
With our family,
okay.
that's the
Well,
thing. They all
that's a
do it.
thing.
And I'm
So
like, I don't-
now
It's
you
official. It's official. We know now.
yes, that's what that means. Spot on the nose. You're like completely
yeah.
agree.
I
You're
got it.
yeah.
All right. We should wrap up.
Anamaria, do you want to stick around for a second so we can say a proper goodbye backstage after we close out the broadcast?
Sure. Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Good stuff.
You're welcome. Thanks.
All righty. Excellent.
Yeah, it's great stuff. I love that we, if people were listening, they could just go right to their device and they can follow the advice that was given, and they can have ads running today that follow the suggestions of a bona fide expert.
Bona fide expert. Really, I do appreciate that. So again, if you guys have any questions or want to get in touch with Anamaria at digitalattentiononline.com. If there's anything that we can do to help you, it's pretty easy to find us. You can go to our YouTube page, or which is Jim Rhoads.
Jim and Michelle Rhoads.
And I hope you guys have a great week. Thanks so much for joining. We really, really appreciate you being part of our week and today, and it's Monday, and go out there and have a fantastic first full week of December.
Go get 'em.
We'll talk to y'all later. Thanks so much.